Good evening, and once again, welcome to my YouTube channel, Maths with Ease by Mr. Kamotho. And in this video, I want us to continue understanding functions. And in this example 9, we are told that the function f is defined by fx is equals to x squared plus 6x minus 5, where x is a real number. Write fx in the form of x plus p squared plus q. And we know what this means. This is after completing the square. So we have fx is equals to x squared plus 6x minus 5. Now, when we are supposed to write it in the form of x plus p squared plus q, of course, there are several things that we would want to ensure. For example, the coefficient of x squared should be 1. And we are already there, and that is it. So we go direct to completing the square, and we have, already we know when x squared plus bx, this is the same as x plus b over 2 squared minus b over 2 squared. This can be verified in a different video. Just go to my YouTube channel and look or search completing the square method. You will now see that this is x plus b is 6, so b over 2 is 6 over 2, which is a 3 squared, minus b over 2, which is 6 over 2, 3 squared. The constant is independent, and therefore minus 5. Now this gives us x plus 3 squared minus 9 minus 5. And eventually this gives us x plus 3 squared minus 14. This is already in the form of x plus p squared plus q. And in this case, we know that this is already in the form of x plus p squared plus q, where p is 3 and q is negative 14. And that is it. So there we are. Part B now, we are saying part B, and I may wish to work it out here, part B. Hence or otherwise, find the roots of fx, leaving your answer in third form. Hence or otherwise, you are free to use any methods. Hence means you can use your solutions to part A. Otherwise means you can you can come up with your own method, or you can use other approaches to actually answer that question. But since we already have part A, we are going to go by it. So hence or otherwise, find the roots of fx, leaving your answer in third form. What we know is when we are finding the roots, the function is always equals to 0. Fx is always equals to 0 because y is always equals to 0. That means we would want to find out the x-axis intercept. And it goes without saying that now the fx, which is now x plus 3 squared minus 14, x plus 3 squared minus 14, this is the one that is going to be equals to 0. And for that reason, we can already see that x plus 3 squared is equals to 14. Getting the square root of both sides, we have x plus 3 is equals to plus or minus the root of 14. Remember, anytime you are looking for the square root of a positive number, it is either positive or negative. And this makes x if we make x the subject of the formula, this 3 has to go to the other side. It will be minus 3 plus or minus the root of 14. And that is just the perfect answer. It means that we have two roots. X is either minus 3 plus root of 14, or x is equals to minus 3 minus the root of 14. Either answer, it has that quadratic expression or equation has two roots, two distinct roots. That means it cuts the x-axis at two distinct points. And that is as far as part B is concerned. What about part C? Write down the minimum value of fx and state the value of x for which it occurs. The minimum value of fx. The minimum value of fx. That is actually the question. The minimum value of x's of fx, as we attempt now to answer part C, this was part A. If we follow, or if we use what we found in part A, the minimum value of fx, meaning that x plus 3 squared minus 14, that is now the fx is equals to fx. So what is the minimum value of fx? I would want us to concentrate on this part, because we should know, by now we should know that x plus 3 or any other squared number will always be greater than or equals to 0. Even when we have negative in the bracket, when that negative is squared, it becomes positive. So any squared number is always positive, and the least it can be is 0. So it is always going to be greater than 0, and the least it can be is actually 0, because of the nature of this expression, this part of the equation. It is always squared, meaning positive. And if the least it can be is 0, then we need to go with the least to find the minimum value of the fx. It means, therefore, if this part is 0, the 0 squared minus 14, this is fx. And the minimum value of fx is equals to negative 14. And for this to take place, for this to be negative 14, we can already tell, or we need to understand, that it is this bracket that is squared that has to be 0. And when it is 0, we have to remember that it is x plus 3, which is actually 0. And if this is the case, then x is equals to negative 3. So the minimum value of the function of x is negative 14. And for that to happen, x has to be equals to negative 3, such that negative 3 plus 3 is 0, 0 squared is 0. And that is the end of that question. Take question as you understand part C. Thank you, and let us meet in the next video.